It took Cardi B months for her heart to say you're done when she split from Offset, so she asked Shakira for advice. Cardi B disclosed that during her breakup with Offset, she sought Shakira's counsel on dealing with heartbreak. The 32-year-old Cardi talked on her emotional recovery following her divorce from Offset, her 7-year husband, in the Monday, October 6th episode of Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast. I felt my strongest when I was 22, 23, 24. Cardi, whose real name was Belcalis Almanzar, says, I felt my strongest at that moment. Living in a power, I thought, and I feel that way at the moment. I feel as though I'm surrounded by power. It took months of the heart to say, you're done, the rapper explained, rather than my brain and my mouth. You're done had to be the sentiment in my heart, because you could say it and do something about it. But even if you do something, you're not finished. The Grammy winner went on to talk about how she and Shakira collaborated on the song Punteria in 2023, which was released around a year after Shakira's breakup with longtime husband Gerard Piqué, and a year before Cardi filed for divorce for the last time. It was said that both men had cheated. I thought, how the F did you get through this? It's going to happen, she asserts. Cardi mentioned Shakira's counsel, and I thought, it will never happen, but it did. It required some tears. It required some thought, some frightening thought. However, I'm here, honey, and I'm stronger than ever. I love hearing that, added 38-year-old Shetty. She shared her aspirations for her children's future later in the podcast with her ex-husband Offset. She has a daughter, Culture Chiari, who is 7 years old, a son, Waveset, who is 4, and a daughter, Blossom Bell, who is 13 months old. Cardi B is presently expecting her 4th child, her first with Stephon Diggs, a wide receiver for the New England Patriots. It's self-control. You must possess it, and you must surpass me. I want you to surpass me, she murmured. There's things that I cannot do that I want my kids to do. Cardi went on, I want you to be smarter than me. I want you to be not perfect because you cannot make your kids perfect, and you don't want you to put pressure on your kids to be perfect, but I want you to be a 100 times better version than me. And I'm going to instill that in you, and you're going to be mad and you're going to be crying, but you're going to appreciate that one day because I wish the things that I put on my kids that somebody put in me when I was younger. Am I the drama? After 7 years of marriage, the rapper filed for divorce from Offset in July 2024. Since getting married in September 2017, the rappers have been dating intermittently. She filed for divorce in 2020, but then canceled it. They have not yet finalized their divorce. Cardi B's confession, it took months of the heart to say, you're done, is more than an emotional soundbite. It's a manifesto of modern womanhood, a reflection of the slow, sacred process of learning when to let go. Her journey embodies a truth that transcends celebrity. Love can be intoxicating, transformative, and destructive all at once. But eventually, the heart, bruised and wiser, becomes its own compass. When Cardi sought Shakira's advice, she wasn't just looking for comfort. She was searching for proof that survival was possible. Shakira, who emerged from her own heartbreak with poise and poetic strength, became that proof. Their exchange was a quiet revolution. 2 women, each scarred by betrayal, speaking a language of power that doesn't roar but resonates. It was not about revenge or rivalry. It was about reclamation, about learning that the world doesn't end when love does. It simply begins again in a new form. Cardi's story is a blueprint for emotional rebirth in a world that romanticizes chaos. She didn't rush to reinvent herself through another man, a scandal, or an album. Instead, she sat in the silence, the heavy, uncomfortable stillness where truth lives. She admitted that her mind knew long before her heart was ready, and in that vulnerability lies her greatest power. To admit confusion, to acknowledge delay, to respect the slow pace of healing, that is real strength. As a mother, Cardi channels this strength into legacy. Her words to her children, you must surpass me. You must possess self-control. Reveal not perfectionism, but evolution. She's determined to pass on a lesson she had to learn the hard way, that self-worth isn't found in validation, but in inner peace. That strength isn't loud, but consistent. That love is not the absence of pain, but the ability to grow from it. Her children will inherit not just her success, but her resilience, the quiet armor she forged from every heartbreak and headline. In a culture obsessed with speed, fast fame, fast love, fast recovery, Cardi's journey is a reminder that emotional healing has no timeline. The process of saying, "I'm done," is not a single moment but a series of awakenings. One day realizing you no longer wait for the text, another day realizing you no longer rehearse the past, and eventually recognizing that peace has quietly taken the place of pain. Ultimately, Cardi B's story is about the triumph of self-love over self-doubt. It's the story of a woman who learned that even in heartbreak, she is whole, that her softness does not weaken her power, it defines it. Her voice, once known for its fire and ferocity, now carries a deeper music, one born from wisdom, from motherhood, from learning to love herself without condition. When a heart finally says you're done, it isn't defeat, it's liberation. And for Cardi B, that liberation is not the end of her story. It's the beginning of her next masterpiece.